Broadcasting.
It's 5:30. Good evening and welcome to the BSS News and Reports. I am Olayinka Ilori. First, the main points. Governor Ebanjiri states plan to offset areas of gratuities. XCEC presents certificates of return to newly elected council officials. Akeredolu proceeds on medical leave. Ex-soldiers face criminal charges over sexual assault in Japan. The news in details. The Ekiti State Governor, Mr. Biodun Ebanji, has restated his plan to fix an amount for regular payment of gratuities to pensioners in both local and state levels as from next year January. He made this known at a special prayer session held in his honor by the pensioners at the Legijibo Hall Government House at Ekiti. The forum was part of their gratitude to God for the governor on the prompt payment of their pensions and gradual deferment of their gratuities since inception of his administration. And as part of moves to reduce poverty among the people, Ekiti State government has presented checks to about 10,000 beneficiaries under the state palliative program. The presentation ceremony, which was the third in the series, was held at the Conference Hall Governor's Office in Ado-Ekiti. In the meantime, Governor Oyebanji has charged the Special Assistant to the President on Student Engagement, Mr. Emusari Je, to be good ambassador of the state and ensure that students' expectations from the federal government are met. He gave the charge while receiving him in his office in Ado. Governor Ebanji described Emusari Je as a student's activist and urged him to sustain the tempo in his new appointment, thanked President Tinubu for the appointment and urged him to do more for Ekiti reputable citizens. The SSA to the President, Mr. Je, who acknowledged President Tinubu for the honor, promised to live above board and relate with necessary stakeholders at the federal level to bring succor to student cause across various campuses. Also, the Commissioner for Youth Development, Mr. Adebayo Adesola, thanked Governor Ebanji for his support for the development of youth in the state and urged Mr. Je to be a good ambassador of the state. Meanwhile, the Ekiti State Deputy Governor Okinwa Monisa Diafuye has charged the newly elected chairmen and councillors to use their performance to prove that the local government is central to the development of any nation. The Deputy Governor gave the charge while receiving the chairmen and councillors elect from Ikere-Ekiti who paid a visit to her in her office after collecting their certificate of return from the State Independent Electoral Commission, XCEC. Let's join Adedayo Adele for details.
The Deputy Governor, who congratulated the elected chairmen and councillors on their election, urged them to justify the confidence reposed in them by the people. Okinlo Afuye lamented that the poor performances of some council bosses had created the widespread impression that the third tier of government does not deserve any purpose, urging them to work towards changing the narrative.
We have sent worship of the local government. We are now understand. We are going there to prove to Ikere that your own tenure will be different. Amen. Which is a year. Go to anywhere. Go to the individual leader's house. Go and appreciate them.
She urged them to make Governor Biodun Ebanji and the APC proud by delivering dividends of democracy to the people. She emphasized the need for the incoming elected officials to prioritize good governance immediately they are sworn in, to convince the people that the system could turn around the fortunes of any nation if run properly. The chairman-elect Ikere local government, Mr. Olu Adamolekun, who spoke on behalf of others, promised not to betray the confidence reposed in them.
We are going to run an inclusive government, looking for the achievements of Mr. Governor so far. So it cannot be far from his template. It cannot be far from the template of Mr. Governor. Based on that, then we know what to do. And of course, we shall be consulting the authorities time to time in order to forge ahead in the course of my administration in Ikere.
They thanked Governor Oyebanji for the love shown them before, during, and after the polls. Adedayo Adele reporting.
The Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission (ECIEC) has presented certificates of return to 38 local government chairmen and 177 councillors who emerged at the last council polls in the state. While giving them the certificate, ECIEC Chairman Justice Kalenius Akintayo attributed the success of the election to the cooperation given by political gladiators at the grassroots. He called on them not to deviate from the promises made to the people at their various local governments. The chairman of the All Progressives Congress in the state, Mr. Paul Omotosho, who highlighted the importance of local government, urged the elected council's chairmen and councillors to replicate the giant strides of Governor Oyebanji's administration in their domains. He expressed that the APC, as a party in the state, will continue to fight for the interest of the masses. Some of the chairmen, including the chairman-elect, Irepodo Ifelodun local government, Benga Oluwatui, and adjoining LCDA, Prince Michael Ogunbemi, promised to emulate the successes recorded by Governor Oyebanji at the grassroots. Recalled that the All Progressives Congress won all the chairmanship and councillorship seats in the state. And the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Professor Mahmood Yakub, has sworn in 9 additional resident electoral commissioners. The Senate had in last month approved the appointment of 7 of the nominees of President Bola Tinubu as regs of the commission. The appointment followed Tinubu's request for confirmation of the nomination of the regs for INEC in accordance with the provisions of Section 154, subsection 1 of the Constitution. In another development, Ekiti State House of Assembly has passed the year 2023 Supplementary Appropriation Bill of over 144 billion naira brought for consideration by Governor Biodun Oyebanji. The bill was passed into law at the plenary presided over by the Speaker, Mr. Adiwe Aribasoye, at the Assembly Complex in Ado-Ekiti. Some of the lawmakers, the Majority Leader, Mr. Toluige, and the lawmaker representing Ekiti East Constituency 1, Mr. Oladele Ogunshakin, highlighted the importance of the bill to the economic development of the state in line with the governor's agenda. They pointed out that the bill will enable the governor to complete the first ring road, Ikere-Igbaraodo Road, and other legacy projects in record time. Also, the report of the Committee on the Legislative Agenda for the 7th Assembly was read by the chairman, Mr. Ayodeji Adegbite, while lawmaker representing Ilejimije constituency, Mrs. Iyabo Fakunle Okieme, moved the motion for government at all levels to checkmate the menace of deforestation in the state, and it was seconded by the lawmaker representing Ikere constituency 2, Mr. Tunde Idowu. The Chief Medical Director of the Ekiti State University Teaching Hospital, Professor Kayode Olabanji, has reiterated the need for Christians to imbibe the spirit of sacrifice and love as exemplified by Jesus Christ. Professor Olabanji made the statement during the 2023 Christmas Carol of the health facility held in Ado-Ekiti. Our reporter, Sunday Daramola, completes the story.
Professor Olabanji said that the season teaches people to extend ends of generosity and brotherliness towards mankind, emphasize the need to emulate the virtues of Jesus Christ as demonstrated in his humility and service to humanity.
The essence of the Lord Jesus Christ is a great lesson for every one of us. number one, a demonstration of the love that God has for mankind. And so we should demonstrate love to everybody, family members, any acquaintance, even our clients in the place of work, everywhere.
He also noted that it was a time to thank God for giving salvation through Jesus Christ.
And of course, it's also an opportunity for us to look back that God has taken us through these past 12 years and has been with us, sustaining us, and even that things are getting better in the hospital by the grace of God. So we have every reason to celebrate and thank our God.
A former staff of the hospital, Dr. David Ajayi, who ministered at the event, explained that the essence of Jesus' birth was to placate between man and God, hence the need to celebrate his birth. He said that celebrating Christmas without having Jesus Christ as one's Lord and personal Savior was a waste of time and resources.
You are celebrating Christmas, and you truly allow Jesus to be the Lord of your life. Receive him as God and miss this. That as you submit your life to God, say, look, you cannot follow your way anymore. It is not going to be my will you are following. Because Jesus will not dwell with you. He will not dwell in your righteousness.
Highlights of the Christmas Carol were the series of heartwarming songs that were rendered at the event. Sunday, Daramola reporting.
We now go back to the story where Governor Biodun Oyebanji stated his plan to fix an amount for regular monthly payment of gratuities to pensioners in both local and state level as at next year, January. Toba Babalola completes the story.
The pensioners who were in a press mood to guard were joined by Governor Biodun Oyebanji, his deputy Okinlua Munisade-Afuye, the SSG Dr. Abibat Adubiaro, other ESCO members, and some state lawmakers at the event. Different renditions also came from some of the retired workers, while prayers were offered to God in Christian and Islamic ways for the governor for more divine wisdom, guidance, and strength to govern the state to greater levels.
His Excellency Biodun Oyebanji, that you give him enablement.
The chairman, Nigerian Union of Pensioners, Elder Joel Akinola, who said the prayer was a quarterly one, noticed that the latest edition was held at the government house to appreciate God in the life of the governor, who had been walking the talk for the retirees. He thanked him for the timely payment of their pensions and asked for more, especially during this Yuletide season.
So we thank you very much that you consider our body despite our wretchedness. We thank you very much. This has been the pattern and the lifestyle of the government.
Governor Oyebanji, who emphasized the efficacy of prayer, praise, and worship, maintained that these had been working for his government since inception. Governor Oyebanji noted that his desire was for the pensioners to get their gratuity as at when due.
So, all the promises we have made to you, all those areas, when we crack it, we continue to pay. Once they finish what they are doing, they come back to us. We are not going to allow that to delay us. We are going to further to it all. We must conclude it. I know that first quarter next year will come to meet a position on this matter. By this fact, my desire is to ensure that we collect your gratuity while you are here on hand.
The governor assured the people that his administration would address the consequential adjustments for those receiving meager monthly pensions and promised the pensioners of a personal largesse to celebrate the Yuletide. Toba Babalola reporting.
This is the broadcasting service of Ekiti State.
The management and staff of the Broadcasting Service of Ekiti State, BSS, is using this medium to invite all sports stakeholders in Ekiti State to the 23 BSS Sports Prestigious Award. The BSS Sports Award recognizes individuals who have worked consistently towards grassroots sport development in Ekiti State. Date for the award ceremony is Thursday this week. Venue, the Alaji Ayilabo Hall, BSS, Ilokun Adekiti. The BSS Sports Prestigious Award is the biggest sporting honor in Ekiti State. Join us as we celebrate outstanding sports stakeholders in Ekiti State for the year. Announcer, the management.
Welcome back. For news, information, or comments, send to bscsnewsroom@gmail.com. The organized labor and the federal government are now in a coalition cause over the government's failure to sustain the payment of the 35,000 naira wage awards to workers. Workers in the Federal Civil Service in separate interviews said that the federal government only paid 35,000 naira wage award for September. And President Bola Tinubu has advised the Nigerian army to remain non-partisan and vigilant in upholding democratic principles. Tinubu gave the advice at the Chief of Staff Conference in Maiduguri, Borno State. He emphasized that the role of the army as a guardian of constitutional order during election. Also, the Nigerian Navy says its operatives have arrested 3 suspects, including an imposter who impersonated a naval officer for allegedly issuing forged documents to facilitate illegal oil bunkering activities in Rivers State. The command NNS Pathfinder Commodore Desmond Ugo gave the information while parading the suspects before newsmen, after which they were handed over to the police in Port Harcourt. Meanwhile, the Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu is expected to proceed on medical leave tomorrow as a follow-up to his medical treatment. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Richard Olatunde, gave the information to newsmen in Akure. He added that the Deputy Governor Lekki Ayedatiwa will assume the responsibilities of the Governor in acting capacity. In the meantime, Osun State government has begun an investigation into the reported case of about 18 pupils of James's Primary School B, Osogbo, who reportedly landed in the hospitals after eating a midday meal served to them under the free school feeding program of the state. The government also directed the stoppage of further food cooking at the affected school pending the outcome of investigation. The State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolapo Alini, said in Osogbo that Governor Ademola Adeleke directed immediate action when the matter was reported to him. He added that the victims have been treated and discharged from the hospitals. And the Nigerian Customs Service has commenced investigation into an incident at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos, where an officer was observed soliciting 5,000 naira bribe from a passenger. The National Public Relations Officer, Chief Superintendent of Customs, Mr. Abdullahi Maiwada, confirmed this in a statement in Lagos. Maiwada said that the officer's behavior had rightfully raised public concern, adding that the service is committed to ensuring full accountability on the part of any of our officers. And to the foreign scene, a Japanese court had found 3 ex-soldiers guilty of sexually assaulting female colleague. The landmark bandit comes after Rena Gunil caused a public outcry and drew international attention when she put a story on YouTube in 2022. Partner prosecutor then brought charges against the 3 men in March, reversing their earlier decision. Japan is a deeply conservative society where speaking out against sexual violence remains a taboo. Thanks to sport news, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Nigerian Super Eagles forward Victor Osimhen on winning the CAF 2023 Men's Player of the Year award. In a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngilali, Tinubu also congratulated the remarkable achievement of Asisat Oshuala of Nigerian Super Falcons, who clinched the 2023 CAF Women's Player of the Year. To end the BSCS news and reports, here again are the main points. We told you that the Ekiti State Governor, Mr. Biodun Ibanji, has restated his plan to fix an amount for regular monthly payment of gratuities to pensioners in both local and state levels as from next year January. We also heard that the Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission, (EXIEC), has presented certificates of returns to the 38 local government chairmen and 177 councillors who emerged as the last council polls in the state. It was in the bulletin that the Ondo State Governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, is expected to proceed on medical leave tomorrow as a follow-up to his medical treatment. Lastly, on the BSCS news and report, we told you that a Japanese court has found 3 ex-soldiers guilty of sexually assaulting a female colleague. That's the BSCS news and report as put together by the production team, edited by Kelechi David. I am Olayinka Ilori. Thanks for listening. Good evening.
For news, entertainment, sports, on this station. These